Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video. This time, Clair Expedition 33. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Now, I just wanted to go over builds really quick because I'm exploring the DLC area now, and I feel like I've never done that in Act 3. I'm not an expert, and I still haven't maxed out my characters yet, but I'm getting there in terms of like completely, finalizing my builds. But I'll show you what I'm working with and what I'm going to continue to work on. Um, just to give it, like a little primer on how to work on your builds. If you're in the same place as me, where you start in the DLC and you want to get your characters, maxed out, and you want to see how to build them. So let's get into it. So, for each character, you have a weapon which has different characteristics, Pictos, right? Your skills, and Luminous, right? Luminous, you just kind of just stack the best ones, right? You just stack the best ones. I'll give you an example after this, but you stack the best ones. This is kind of the easiest thing to fulfill. And you'll most likely be using the same Luminas on everyone. As you can see, well, except the one, these are the Pictos, but like everyone has Cheater, everyone has Dodger, First Strike, Glass Cannon, like, like these are the ones that everyone kind of wants. I'll go into it in a second, but yeah, you kind of just using the same Luminous on everyone. The skills is just really so what you gotta actually. I'll get into the Pictos. The Pictos is just more Luminous that you just don't have to pay for. You just slot them in. So these are actually kind of easy too, but it's also these update your stats, right? So if you look at it, auto powerful has 200 speed, 20 crit. Gradient parry is 557 speed, 32 crit, and gradient fighter. So this, I'm right now, like the way I'm building, like I said, there's multiple ways to build these characters. I'm just going like the most basic path possible for me. But I'll just explain briefly how it all kind of works. So you have your weapon, which gives you the attributes gives you which attributes you can scale off of. So for example, you can see those like dagger signs next to CL's stats. And then you see like they kind of change on each character. And that's just really based on what weapon you're using. So just, to keep it simple, you want to maximize whichever stats your weapon scales off of and put those into your stats, into your combat stats. That's how you become powerful in this game. Like at the most basic level, that's what you need to know. So in Sael's case, she needs to build luck, defense, and might. So luck and defense are A and B. I don't know why there's not a letter scaling on might, but as you can see, Lune has an A scaling in defense and B in agility, B in luck, A in defense, and so on and so forth. So you just want to maximize those scalings, right? And at the same time, I mean, like I said, I'm not an expert on this. You want to maximize your crit rate and your speed as much as possible. Crit rate, just because that's just guaranteed damage, right? And speed, because if you go before the enemy, you don't even need defense. You just, take them out in your, turn, which is really 2 turns, which I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, you just want to take them out as quickly as possible. That is like the best strategy in this game. So you could do buttloads of damage if you really focus into your stat scalings. And then there's other ways to boost your damage too, which I'll get into. But yeah, I'm not an expert in all that, but I'll just show you what I do know. So Pictos boost your stats, and your stats come from your weapons, right? At the most basic level. And then moving on from there, your Luminous, right? So what you really want on everyone, let me just put active, right? So everyone has auto powerful, because was why not? Auto power for 3 turns. Cheater, always play twice. Cleansing tint, I just added because I like it. Energizing start, this gives you a good start, to start wailing on the enemy. Energizing parry, I like it. I don't think you necessarily need it. Dodger, I like it. You don't necessarily need it. Energizing turn again. So this is the second one, as you can see. First strike, so you can play first. I Yeah, I think I have this on everyone. We'll check. Glass cannon, deal 25% more damage, but take 25% more damage. So as you're building your stats, you're also adding these multipliers. So that's how you get like more damage. So this is 25% more damage. Um, this is 25% more damage. Deal 25% with a gradient attack. 30% damage until you're hit. So you just stack these bonuses as much as you can, and that takes more luminous points. Apply inverted on self for 3 turns, 50% increased damage while inverted. Yeah, obviously you need painted power to exceed the 999. I just have this because I like extra defense, and I like this as well. So what else could you add? I haven't looked in a while, I'm gonna be honest. But there's a few more that you can add that I know of that I haven't slotted in yet. So let's just take a quick look. I mean, if you have your targets burning, which Sael, no, Mael is better really. She can burn them, so this is a good one for Mael, for example. You could burn your enemies pretty easily. So you could also go like character based on those. Um, yeah, I'm not really gonna go through all these, but basically, there's other ways to multiply your attacks. I mean, if you want more AP to start, you can run these energizing start 3 and 4. I don't need it right now, but I'll consider it when I get more luminous points to spend, because right now Sayel doesn't have many points left. But yeah, that's the general idea, and if you look across the board, they all have like similar equipped luminous. So that's the general idea with luminous. Skills, it's a little more complicated because it's really on a character by character basis, and I'm really not an expert in all of these. Finally, I could run Elemental Trick with Elemental Genesis because I have over 100% crit rate. That is an easy way to do massive damage with Lune. With Sael, it's just really stacking those cards and exploiting that mechanic with her. With Verso, it's how quickly can you get to S rank, because S rank is when you do the most damage, and then you go for a really high hitting attack at S rank. That's how you max out his damage. Mael is just really the burning exploits with her. That's how you like stack multipliers with her. And she has like burning canvas and sword ballet to do a lot of damage. With Monaco, I like Glaze Earthquakes. That's 3 hits. Then you have a bunch of like endgame attacks. Clair and Feeble, Obscure Sword, Creation Void. These all do start a lot of damage too, but they're high cost. But Glaze Earthquakes, I feel like, is his best skill in my opinion. As long as you can be on Heavy Mask, right? Because you can apply Powerful to yourself and to all allies. Yeah, in terms of the weapons, like I said, I haven't really maxed anything out, but for Monaco, I'm running Joyaro right now, which gives you 20% increased damage for each consecutive hit without damage. Can stack 5 times, so that's 100% damage. Mael, I'm running Lithium right now. I don't think this is her best. In Virtuoso stance, hitting a marked enemy doesn't remove marked, which is more damage. Um, I like being in Virtuoso from counterattacking because I parry a lot. Um, but I honestly forgot what her best weapon was. But it's just really however you can get into Virtuoso as quickly and as consistently as possible. That's how you're, because it's 200% increased damage, right? Yeah, like I said, it's just, with him, it's just a way to get into S rank as quickly as possible. So I'm just running this Crulerum thing. I don't think it's his best one, to be honest. With Lune, I'm running 100% crit chance when 4 stains are active. I honestly don't even need that because I have the crit rate already. 20% increased damage for each turn without taking damage. That's nice. And criticals apply burn. So it's not bad. I don't think this is her best weapon either. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't actually know what her best weapon is right now. I haven't done enough research. Um, and Sayel, yeah, I don't think this is her best either, but you do apply one foretell on each critical hit, which is nice. That just boosts your opportunity to do more damage. Like I said, I don't think that's her best either, but that's what I came up with so far. I'm still early in the end game. And yeah, once I got to like this level, like 70s, and I started getting more luminous points. A good way to grind that out is in Renoir's drafts. There's this 3 groups of enemies over there that drop a lot of color of lumina. So you just keep boosting your luminous points and keep upgrading your damage multipliers. So yeah, I hope that this video helped you guys out. I will continue working on their builds, but yeah, that's just the start on Act 3 builds. Endgame builds, really. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care.